Cold hands, cold feet, I roll my sleeves. I'm headed out, headed out, headed out of here. World on my back, I filled my pack with everything, everything, everything I needed. Sun melts the snow on the sparkling stone. It's rushing down, rushing down, rushing down the mountain.
shoving food into my face! Coincidentally to a song that's called Face Down. Hello everybody, good. Oh. And we've got the Zoom camera. Because I crop my camera, and Zoom does not crop my camera, so I have to angle it down so that I'm not just like a teeny tiny little thing in the tiny bottom of the little frame. So then I come to stream and I'm like, it's titties! Which you can't see because, you know, I'm covered and whatnot. But you also could not see my face. So hi everybody. Apparently, these songs are making me jam. Hello everybody. We got Boo, Boo, Boo for more. Time to finish this game. Hello Scarlet, El Ravager, Nalroth, Grizzled Tech, JP, Mr. Camus. I don't know why I did this voice for you, but this is what I'm doing. I'm doing a little Marissa Tomei to welcome Daddy's Camus into the chat. I can't say your name with a straight face. It's been snowing. I wished I had snow. I think it is actually sunny today. Let's check Portland weather. Mostly cloudy this morning, followed by cloudy, then showers, then rain and rain and rain. High of 40 degrees. Also very windy, but I'm not going outside, so I don't care about the wind. Also, that's disgusting and I hate it. I'm wearing a matching jammy set before people come in saying I'm a lumberjack. I got matching jammies. I got the tops and the bottoms. It is not my native accent. I don't talk like that. Oof. Strangle you. I can't say I'm gonna strangle you though. This is how the threat of I'm gonna poop in your microwave came into being. Because I was like, ooh, you're making me so cranky, I'm gonna strangle you. And people are like, yes, Lacta, strangle me. Like, I know not every single one of you actually likes that. You're just pretending to. So I was like, all right, well, I have to have a contingency for people who are like, yes. Choke me, mommy. Exactly. So I was like, well, what about poop? And I was like, well, there are people who are into that. That's not my thing. But that is people's thing out there. So I was like, but you know where poop does not ever belong? In or around your food. Excuse me. Woo! Of course you cannot say my name with a straight face. We gay! Yes. I wanted to do it with the song. So I opened this up so that I could do this. It's so irrelevant now, but whatever. There you go. There's supposedly my glare face.
I gotta just glare.
What was I on about? Oh yeah, so I was like in around food. And then if it's cooked in the microwave, it's like baked in there. Like, you gotta clean that or buy a new microwave. Like, nobody wants that.
I gotta just gle.
Yeah, like, I'll poop in your shoes. Like, that's a good one. And then people started saying, well, what if I don't have a microwave? So I was like, I will poop in your pillowcase, you know, just... I really need to move away from the poop, but I found a thing that worked and I stuck with it. Manhattan folks are weird with their accents. I don't have a New York accent. I speak very forward, like I'm from the Northeast, because that's where I'm from, but I don't have a New York accent. Strangle you harder, daddy. Poop in your microwave strawberries. What? Oh, chat lore, so strange. Hey, Curled Pulps. It's better than the stretch version of... What do you mean, like stretch me, daddy? I mean, I want to find like a big burly Norwegian, just be like, stretch me, daddy! But I mean like physically just... What is wrong with you? Inhaled my pasta too fast. I'm not finished eating, but I stopped being quite so queasy, so I figured I could eat a little something. Thank you for the history. Yes, a history of Glare. Presented. Yes, that's what you mean. Some New Yorkers call ketchup gravy? No, they don't. No, they don't. That's incorrect. Hey, Prime Operative, how are you? That's what I would use a big burly Norwegian for too, right? Like a professional masseuse. I just want someone who looks like they can break me like a twig. To just make it so that I feel like my body is not a steaming pile of like wet laundry. But not as flexible as a steaming pile of wet laundry. This is going a weird place, guys. Vagina!
Break me like a twig, daddy.
Exactly, Simon. Thank you so much for that cheer. Vagina! Break me like a twig, daddy! I have heard some of my family members, like my great-grandpa, would call, like, extra red sauce gravy, like anything that you would mop up with a slice of bread. Which I still found weird, but ketchup does not. Condiments do not apply. But, like, if you're having a meal that has red sauce involved. You are somewhat twig-like. I am quite small, yes. How are you doing, Triple Magnet? Unstable Deus. Hello, everybody. Rohunt. Did I miss anybody? If I missed you, or I didn't verbally with my mouth hole say hello to you, please just be like, hey, you dingus. You big old derp face. I'm here too. And I'll be like, oh shit. I'm sorry. Channel surf mode, hope you're gonna be okay. Oh yeah, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. We've got lovely people here. We're gonna be playing Heaven's Vault today and finishing it. I'm in love with this game. It's gonna be a great time. I'm super excited. Yeah, what Curled Pulp said, sometimes, but it's rare. At least from my experience, it's rare. Just joined, and I feel I joined at an odd time. There's no such thing. This is just a weird place. Came in and break me like a twig. Yes. Would you ever add ketchup on a hot dog? Of course. I don't want to eat a dry hot dog. I have done it before out of necessity. It's not good. It's not good. right for being twig-like. Woo! You almost wore your red flannel today, and you're glad you didn't. Hi, Mana. How are you? Are we still talking about ketchup? Yeah. Food is a frequent conversation in here. Got a day of stupid work calls, but I'll be here in spirit. Well, thank you for being here in spirit. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you stopping in, even if you're just saying hi. I appreciate it. My mental image is that I am small. I'm told that my mental image is very wrong. I am not small. How tall are you? Simon, why? Don't make me rip that mod sword out of your hands and plunge it into your chest. And then I'll have to find someone to resurrect you, because I'm like actually kind of fond of you. This is like a whole production that I'm tired, man. Don't make me go through all this. Not a mustard person. I'm okay with mustard. It's not my go-to, but like if something comes with mustard on it, I will just let it stay there now. My tastes have changed. Guy at 9, don't start. Do not start. Also, hello. You're 6 feet. Yeah, that's not small. Mustard does not go on everything. Not every condiment is meant for every meal. Let's just... Why must you torture me today? Don't. Please don't. Anyway, how was everybody's weekend? How has everybody been? I am pretty much the same as yesterday in terms of like nothing new has happened. I watched mostly Walking, which was nice. I missed the first half because I was in the shower. So I have to go back and watch that. They've been playing Call of the Sea, which is a really, really nice game. But I like being there. That's what brought me to Twitch. I've watched every single episode, most of it live. On occasion, you know, I'd miss one or two and have to watch the VODs, but I've seen every single episode for the last 6 years. And the ones before I came to Twitch as well. You know, like, it's a part of my life, and I like it. Diddle that tea. It's a mocha, but I did certainly diddle it to make sure I wasn't gonna burn my tongue. Ooh, you need a top with that. Are you matching it with the skirt? The shoes with the skirt? I'm into this conversation. Also, I would need to do like color swatching, and I need to like browse tops with you. Anyway, need rest? You stayed home. I'm so proud of you, Mr. Overworker all the time, Mington. I love that you included stone when you put your weight. 228 pounds, which is about 100 kilograms, or 15 stone. So you haven't seen pictures of Mana's skirt, but if you go to my Instagram, like time to plug my Instagram, I actually have pictures of the same style of skirt. One of them, I'm wearing a crop top so you can't see the full skirt, but the other one I have I don't have many pictures on here. I have precisely 9 posts. But here, actually, 3 of these I'm wearing the same skirt. Because I have like 6 of them in different colors. And one of them, this one you can see the full like drapiness. Here. This one you can see the full drapiness. This one's actually my least favorite one of all the ones that I have. I have like a rusty orange one. And I think this one is my favorite one with the flowers on it. Because I like the nice like deep bright red with the pale lavender and the pale blue. Anyway. But that's what the skirt looks like. Also kind of working, but that won't matter once my shoes show up. 6 foot club, stand up! Hell yeah. 6'1", maybe 150. I'm tall but skinny. Yes, you small lady. Tall, small lady. Like a traditional model. 6 foot club, stand down. We can't see. 6'5". Holy cannoli. Trying to get down to 200 so your clothes fit better. Yes, you're guilty of overworking yourself, so I'm proud of you for staying home. You're wanting to gain weight? Yeah, it's hard. It's hard if your metabolism is just like, hello, I'm here, la 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 la, like mine. Burgundy skirt, black tights, black pumps. Way to out my new skirt. You have a few pictures of you in skirts? Cute. Told I could be a model, and I've been interested in maybe trying it out. I mean, try it out. It's extra cash even if you hate it. That's what I used to do when I was little. I was a model when I was a kid, and I hated it, but I liked the money. Doing some risque himbo cosplays. I love it. That's fantastic. I am in full support of boys in femme clothes. I like it. It's nice. I like it. Hi, Iron Imp. I'd kind of chuckle if I saw really lethargic sumo chipmunks and hummingbirds. I mean, like, I'm tired and lazy, but also my metabolism was like, have you eaten 4 times today? No? Well, lose weight now. And I'm like, but no. Getting all mochaed up for the morning. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Oof. Wraith Dagger, hello. Some advice to talk to fashion schools and apply for something? Very nice. Well, you get to try something new, make a little money, and if you hate it, you don't have to do it. So, like, what could go wrong? Sounds like you get to experience a new thing, and that's always a good time. I've been so not doing anything recently. Like, after mostly walking, I got into bed and was like, I want to watch The Expanse on my phone. I watched an episode and then fell asleep. Oh, but Mana, I would say maybe do gray tights rather than black, because part of the... Sorry, that was bouncing around mentally. Because part of what's so cute about those shoes is that you can, like, the cutout between the bow and the rest of the shoe. And if it were me, I would not want to minimize that. I'd want it to still stand out. My aesthetic is masculine buff dudes in femme clothes, like JoJo stuff. Like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which I've never watched, but I have heard is, like, nutty. Which I'm now Googling images of. Alright. Yeah, I see it. I can see it. Tired and lazy, what up? And on the other hand, I just really miss running. But I don't want to go outside, because Portland is real gross. And it's virusy. It's extra fucking virusy. I can't wait until the vaccine. Oh, good. Hey, it's going down. The average cases are going down, but they're still so high. But, like, I gotta wait for round 1 of the vaccine, then round 2 of the vaccine, and then I will go out running, but I'll still have to wear a mask, which will be super obnoxious. Or I need to find somewhere that's out away from people. I just want to go running again. I want to see the sky orb. It's not how I would have preferred to, but silver linings, lost some unwanted weight from COVID. Yeah, silver linings. I mean, as much as you can frame things in that way for yourself. Need to work out again, build up good mass. Hell yeah! Ha! Don't ill my Sky Orb. Sky Orb is precious. Love Sky Orb. Hi, Sky Orb! Sky Orb's not quite, like, up yet. Hope I can con my state into letting me get it as early as possible. I'm not a frontline worker type, but my job still requires me to interact with people. Yeah. At least I'm hopeful for the rapidity. Like, I think that it's going to come out much faster now. So I'm doing my best to be patient. I have no resilience left. I was very dismayed the other day to be like, I'm an entire mess even though it's only been like a few days since I last saw another human being. I'm just like, I just can't do it anymore. Whereas at the start, I was like, all right, this is gonna suck. You're gonna hate it. You're gonna develop depression. Like, you know these things, but we're gonna do it because it's what we gotta do. And I went like 3 months without even getting depression. And then I got the depression and I was like, yep, well, this was expected. And then 6 months, I almost like had a breakdown in which I don't know what would have happened had I let it happen. But yeah, I was like, well, I should theoretically be able to go another 6 months. No. All of my resilience reserves are gone. They're just gone. Look up Pillar Men. Okay. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Pillar Men. Okay. Much more naked than a lot of this is fan art. A lot of this is fan art. I'm not surprised. But I'm also, like, unable to find a picture of the actual show. But I see and heartily approve. Of course I approve of however anybody wants to dress. Like, that's your body, and you decide what clothing or what non-clothing goes on it. I keep asking for someone to turn the giant light bulb off, but no one listens to me. You like Sky Rock more? Is that the moon? I like the moon. But I love Sky Orb. Sky Orb makes me all warm and cozy. And it's got the happy juice in it. That big D. It's okay until summer. All the bad news got to me. Living total solitary, but for 1 day a week. Yeah. Yeah. Just yeah. Lewd fan art? Surprisingly it was not as raunchy as one might think, just in the first, like, scroll of the Google page. What are you apologizing for? I'm missing the option to touch people, even if I didn't always take that option. Oh, I always took that option. But yeah, that's something that I've learned about myself over the years. In my 31 years, I've learned that I need physical touch to function for my mental health. I need physical touch, whether that's platonic or romantic, it doesn't matter. Just like being able to be conversing with someone and, like, touch shoulder, you know? Or like hold my friends' hands. I like holding hands. My friends, I hold their hands. And of course hugs and you know all of that stuff. But just like casual touch is something that previously in my life was very taken for granted. And then when I was suddenly without it, I was like, so I've learned. Touch everything. That's how I approach every video game. We're touching it. Is it an option to touch it? Touching it. Just aesthetic of fighting gender clothing norms or gender norms in general? Hell yeah. Violently extroverted. Same! Aggressively extrovert. Yep. I'm incredibly introverted, but now and then a good cuddle is needed. Yeah, I mean, introverts are not immune to needing human contact. But because they gain energy by being alone, they don't need it as frequently as most extroverts. But like, introverts at the beginning of the pandemic, like, I'm fine! I'm like, you're not always gonna be. I got a little like unnecessarily salty when people were posting memes like right at the beginning saying like, gamers, we've trained for this, we're always inside. I'm like, speak for your damn self. I'm an extrovert and I need to be around other people. I might spend a lot of time on my computer, but I'm also in love with the outdoors and with other human beings. It's like I have a battery that eventually I need to use, otherwise it'll explode. Yes. Yeah, I mean, that's just a scientifically proven human trait. Like, you require for survival human contact. Maybe you don't need it as frequently as other people, but like everybody eventually needs human contact. It always makes me think of that experiment, that horrible experiment with the baby monkeys and the cloth mother, and it makes me cry every time, and I don't know why I keep bringing it up. I can't, oof. Horrible, bad, horrible experiment. Love touch, but I prefer it to come alongside me rather than push through me, per se. I'm not sure I know what you mean. Just Google baby monkeys and cloth mother. It'll come up. It's a terrible experiment that was done like decades ago. I read about it when I was much, much younger. I want to say like between 12 and 15, and it upsets me greatly. Hey, Lounge Tiger, how you doing? Thankfully, most of that can be satisfied by talking with people on Discord. I am very happy for you that that is the case. That is not the case for me. Even if it's like video chat, it is not the same. Because you're missing that element of physical touch that, again, like I very much need. But also, when I was talking with my therapist months and months ago, she was like, well, yeah, and there's like physiology, like when you're in the same space as somebody else, like even your like breathing syncs up and whatnot. Like there's a physical thing that's going on even if you're not touching the other person. Like your body reacts differently to being in the same space as somebody else. So of course, videos, like video hangouts are not going to do the trick. No, let's not Google that. Well, Camus wanted to know. So if you wanted to know about the experiment, you don't know about it. that's what you Google to know about it. But if you don't feel the need to read something really fucking upsetting, then don't Google it. I'm so extroverted that even if I'm tired of talking to people, I talk to people about how I'm tired of talking to people. Stop adding me. Something's been difficult for me to reconcile. I know I need socialization. I just find it kind of tiresome and tiring. Inclination is just a hermit, but ultimately it bites me in the ass. That sounds difficult to deal with, or to navigate, rather. Twitch has been my social and video game methadone. Yeah, gotta find what works for you, or find people who you don't find tiring. Like, a lot of people are just the thought of interacting with somebody that they don't know. Like, when I'm really tired and I don't want to talk to anybody, it's not that I don't want to talk to anybody. It's that I only want, like, I don't want to talk to new people. I want to talk to people who I can just be a tired and lazy lump and not do interested face and look at them like this, and they know that I'm not pissed or angry or irritated. I'm just tired. I can't do interested face. This is just my neutral face. This is my actual neutral face. But I look like real angry. I look pissed. So, like, I can't do that around new people. I have to do interested face. You don't want to have to be on. So yeah, someone who, like, knows me, who's comfortable with me. I could talk to people who are familiar with me, even if I'm exhausted, and, like, be around them. But when I'm like, I'm too tired, I don't want to talk to anybody, what I really mean is I don't want to talk to new people because that's a lot of effort. And I don't have effort right now. But being around people that I'm comfortable with and they're comfortable with me and it's familiar, that's effortless. Grody. It's not grotty. Grody. Grody. Glad there are other extroverted people. Yes! Hugs! Mirror cat hugs. Sitting up against me while I'm reading, letting me read, versus sitting on my lap and blocking my book. Well, that's, I mean, even as a very touchy extrovert, I also can just enjoy being in the same space as somebody else, even if we're not physically touching. Like, if you're reading a book, I might say, like, hey, can I come sit in here with you? I used to do that with Fred a lot. He'd be playing some game that we don't play together, like Hearthstone or whatever. And I'd be like, hey, can I come, like, watch something in here, or can I come read? And we're like, yeah. So I'd just, like, sit in the same room with him, and we'd both be doing our separate things, and it was just nice. And then every now and again, I'd put my book down and be like, hey, I love you. I feel like I love you too. It's nice. But yeah, I feel like unless you're trying to initiate things, being like, don't look at your book, it's like a little bit rude. I hate 60s psychologists, yeah. I have great skin. Oh, thank you. I don't think so. My skin's, like, kind of nasty, but you don't even look in your 20s. I think it's probably the lighting. It's probably the lighting. I'm 31 years old. Who are your friends on the couch? Oh my. Why did that raise the volume? I'm so sorry. What the hell was that about? That was weird. Anyway, so we've got, I'm pointing with my mouse cursor. We've got my Hexagal that my waifu Octea made for me. Tizo from Pyre, Will got that for me for Christmas. I've got a Twitch pillow, gifted to me from a friend. I've got Bellossom. That was Fiona's Christmas present for me. And Mr. Butterhead, and that's from Oraswap. Ta-da! I've got my little couch friends, and then I have Grumpy Cat and My constant companion, Perlot. I've had her since I was like 2 or 3 years old. They're in my bed though. Hey, Phil Levin, how are you? 1, 2, 3, 4. 85, 76. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. HK Lovecraft, how are you? What kind of aberration am I if I'm 100% undiluted introvert, but I hate solitude? I always prefer to have at least one other person around me and dislike most, if not all, solo activities. Well, my question to you would be, do you gain energy by being around other people? Or does it drain your energy? Because introvert versus extrovert does not indicate whether you enjoy being around other people or solo activities. Like, I love reading a book or crocheting, or like I'll go out, well, when it's not pandemic, I'll go out to eat by myself or go to the movies by myself. I'm very independent and I don't mind doing things alone. But that drains my energy. Being alone and doing solo activities drains my energy. So I need to be around other people and interact with them to recharge. That's the difference. Introverts, on the other hand, might super enjoy being, like, going to parties and hanging out with people and doing social activities, but it drains their energy, and then they will need to be alone to recharge. Groggy? Grogu? Same difference. Yeah, I'm sorry about the music. What are you doing now with my nesting partner? She's reading The Faceless Women Who Secretly Lives in Your Home? What? Yeah, Mr. Butterhead! He's a piece of toast. He's one of those squishables. And he's got butter on his head. He's Mr. Butterhead. On the tip screen for Postmates grabbing my delivery outside, opened the door, it's snowing like a motherfucker, bumped up the tip a bit. Aw. That's nice of you. Gregarious introvert. Yeah, that's totally a thing. Alright, let's get into the game. We can keep talking about this, of course. I love continuing to have the conversation, but I've been live for like 43 minutes, and I want to play this game. This game is so good. So good! So good! So good! If you are unfamiliar with Heaven's Vault, it usually gives a very, very basic summary of the game so far when we boot it up, which is why I'm preemptively headphonesing, and I'm going to shut the fuck up when I boot it. But it's a fantastic game. You're an archaeologist who is tasked with... Where did it go? The story so far. Aaliyah and Six have been looking for the roboticist, Janika Renba, sent by Professor Mayari to uncover the cause of the fall of Iox, which she believes is soon to return. But ancient memories found inside a robot led Renba to a different discovery, an ancient observatory, the Vault, which Renba believed could save the nebula from darkness. Using a similar device to one of the roboticist's roboticist uncovered, Six has triangulated a possible location for the Vault, but it lies impossibly far beyond the borders of the nebula. Renba's search began with a telescope-like device recovered from a buried ship. Aaliyah has found something similar at an old recording station. So that's the story so far, basically. But the beginning of the game, you're an archaeologist, and Professor Mayari is like, Renba went missing, go find him. And you're like, but I'm an archaeologist. And she's like, well, whatever, just do it anyway. And she gives you a robot, which we named Six, because we have been given 5 other robots previously, and they've all gotten lost in some form or another. And there's also a linguistic element where there are these inscriptions, and you have to figure out the words, and when you uncover different words, then it enables you to to infer other words based on like what's written in a similar way. I love it. I love it. It's so good. Heaven's Vault, have you played? We're trying to finish the game today. I can party and stuff, but keeping up that interested face is so tiring. Yeah, it takes physical muscles. One party or hang out, just want to be alone for a week. Clearly on the opposite, but yeah. Guess at the end of it, I need a balance of people and solitude with a skew towards solitude. Yeah. While still not fully understood, my neurology is different. Brain responds differently to stimuli, but that doesn't really set my needs apart from anyone else I've found. I am super impressed with you, can I just say, and anybody else who like takes the time to learn about themselves and what they need and what their preferences are, and whoa! Alright, we're apparently going to the site of the ancient library. I don't remember doing this. We've reached uncharted waters, miss. Wow, shit. Yeah, I missed the turning because I was trying to finish my coffee. So we're navigating to the site of the ancient library. Let me just not miss this turn. And sometimes you can find ruins along the way. So here are all the places that we've been. This is the map. It also gives you a timeline of the entire everything. Your personal information is on the timeline, like your life up to this point, which was really cool because Aaliyah is a very strong character, and she definitely, like, you can tell she has a history and she has preferences, and she's a very well fleshed out character. And me, as someone who's very passionate about role-playing, if I feel like I'm playing a character with a history and a background and a strong personality, I want to fit that. I don't want to make them into what I want to do. I want to do what they would do. So I appreciated being able to look at the timeline and say, like, okay, so what was my life up to this point? And it doesn't necessarily give you, like, and she felt betrayed or whatever, like, stuff like that. But it says, like, okay, well, you grew up in an orphanage and you met this person, you started working here, and blah, blah, blah. And so you can kind of fill in how you imagine she might have felt about it. I don't know, I love everything about this game. I had one minor complaint when we were playing last time, and I don't even remember what it was. I don't remember what it was.
Once, sailing through Eagle's Pass, I thought I saw a gigantic ship.
Well, I saw some
large as a moon,
ruins
moving down the river like a shadow.
Hold that thought, Aaliyah.
Of course, I was ahead of it, and by the time I looped around, it was gone.
I do wish that it was fully voice acted, because of voice acting, I really enjoy it. And also it's less work for me vocally. I already have to talk nearly constantly between, like, reading what you guys say, responding to it, just jibber-jabbering, blah, 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 blah. And I'm going to catch up with what you guys said while we were doing the intro there. If I had my preference, I wouldn't spend one moment alone, barring moments of indecency like bathroom breaks. I think I might be broken. You're not broken. You're just an extrovert. I mean, possibly for your happiness. I mean, I recommend therapy to literally everybody. I'm actually going back to therapy because I was like, I can't do this by myself. I need it. Likely to buy this game because I enjoyed the actions and the language features. Do it! It's so good. Someone came in here the other day saying that they played the game 3 times and still haven't found everything. So, like, there's still stuff to see, even if you've watched me play all of it. Godson is planning to hang out with his godfather and his wife. Last time I went to hang out with people was October-ish. Learned that I apparently don't have empathy, which probably affects how much I need physical interactions with people. All right, Lounge Tiger, thank you for being here and hanging out. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you another time. Windways kind of look like filmy soap bubble borders stretched across a bit of water. Yeah, they call them rivers, but they're not terribly watery. They're like watery stars, like water stars. Ship looks like a crossbow. It does. Kind of messes with me in RPGs when there's voice acting, but only for a handful of lines. But yeah, therapy is great, but I would, at the very least for your happiness, because having somebody around all of the time is probably not feasible. For your happiness, maybe talk to somebody. I mean, even people who don't feel like they have a problem, go talk to somebody. You can learn about yourself. It's wonderful. I mean, obviously not everybody can afford it, and there's all those caveats, but if you can afford to, and like there's online resources and stuff too, like online therapy, like check with your insurance. There's like, go to betterhelp.com/LeVar. You know, like there's things that you can do. I mean, even just like a session or two could be super useful. When I was in therapy, like I feel like almost every single session I learned something. Whether that was because my therapist said it or I just like through verbalizing it, it helps. It just helps. Just do it. Okay, so we have this thin ribbon of paper here. But just maybe say like, hey, I'd like to be more comfortable, or like figure out ways to be happier when I have to be alone. You know, and you don't even have to go in there with a goal. Just be like, hey, I wanna learn things. Yeah, we have a lot of people on the spectrum in this community. We have a lot of... I don't want to use the word atypical, but like, not the old-timey version of normal. Like, I love it. It makes me really happy. We have a lovely, diverse set of people, but it's not like we just have one. You know, it's not like we've got our resident trans token person. Like, no. We have a lot of people who fall outside of the norm, which this is my norm. So, like, this to me is normal, and I don't want it the other way. It makes me very happy. I'm just pleased that so many lovely people feel comfortable here, and I'm gonna cry. I don't. Hi, I love you. Okay, Nebula was, so this is involved in time, and it has a little, like, negation here. It's not a verb. I don't think it's tribute or gift. That has nothing to do with time. As if? As if. Whatever. Get the picture. Hair flip. Duh. Never. That, I think it's never, because that's not a verb, and it's still a time-related word. Nebula was never. This is a verb. Related to speak. Past tense. Not past tense exactly, but past or after. So like, if this is speak, then I would say this is something related to spoken. perhaps this is related to night? I don't... Well, the circle is also in the word all. There's at least 2 of us. We have lots of trans people in the community. Lots of people of color, lots of LGBT, well, I know trans is included in LGBT. You know what I mean. We got the gays. We got lots of the gays. I like phrasing things in silly ways. So meant could be meant because that's related to speaking. I don't think it's leave or forgot because that would be a different marker. Like this bit is definitely more of a verbal. It's an indication of something involving the mouth. So like tell or told, speak, those all have these in there. So when you're speaking, you intend for something. So I think this is probably closest. So this is Nebula was never meant to be or intended to be. Sometimes you have to infer the, what's the word for these, the small ones. Cello, how are you doing? We also have a lot of poly people in the community. We don't just have 1 or 2 people like representing various groups, and that just makes me real happy. When I was younger, I felt very little empathy. It's only been in my 30s that I've kind of naturally grown into it. It wasn't a latchkey moment or anything, just an expansion of what I suppose you could call fury of mind. Initially, I thought I was getting soft and concerned, but there's utility to it. That's lovely. Kinda saddish. I'm sorry you're not doing so well, but I hope that we can provide a little respite for you. And it's okay to just be a little sad. And just hang out with us. Be cozy. So this is sort of concept here of one. I would say only. Meant to be lived in. I'm gonna go with only. This is a verb. Past and motion. Oh, this is literally sail, so sailed. The nebula was never meant to be lived in, only sailed? That's so cool! God, I love this game. That has so many implications. I think this originates from the exact site we're after. We're on the right track. This should make the site we're after easier to find. So looks like we have got to go over to the right here. We're still very far away, but that's okay.
My Ari tried to stop me from sailing.
Because she's a dick!
She said it was dangerous.
Rank, bitch!
But I don't think she meant dangerous. I think she meant wrong.
Wrong.
She's afraid of the rivers. Afraid of what all that space can do to you on the inside.
Afraid of what all that space can do to you on the inside. I wonder if she means like space madness? Because I just felt very attacked as an extrovert. Because often, not just extroverts, but sometimes people are very uncomfortable being alone with their thoughts. I'm not afraid of being alone with my thoughts. It's an important thing to do, even if it's uncomfortable. I feel like we're sailing through a cloud. Yeah, sometimes the flows get a little bit weaker. Come on! In effect, mistress, we are. Come on! Don't be a dickhole. Doctor suggested if I think of how it could be useful for me to have it. Alright. I mean, I never thought of it that way. But yeah. Bring us to the side of the ancient library. And also, there's another ruin to look at. Dun, 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 dun. I like this game has created language that actually matters to gameplay, hasn't just been added for cosmetic effect. Yeah. Ooh, a silver sextant decorated with an image of a ship. Came from somewhere nearby. Alright, cool, cool. The risk of getting too personal, I don't believe in that. Like TMI sort of a thing. Like, you share what you're comfortable with sharing. As long as you're not violating Twitch TOS, I don't care. The way I've gotten to empathy is letting oneself go back to the time before you were scared, or those times you were scared. It's embracing vulnerability when appropriate, to let things feel without filtration. Thank you so much for sharing that. I've always been super empathetic, so this is a very different, like, overly empathetic. I'm sure I've told you before how when I was super little, you know, we didn't have a lot of money, but my mom was like, let's go to Toys R Us. She brought me to Toys R Us, and she said I could pick out one thing, and I picked out Pongo, a stuffed animal of Pongo from 101 Dalmatians. And we get home, and, you know, the next day or whatever, she finds me crying, and she's like, what's wrong? And I said, Pongo misses Purdy. And so she, like, soothed me or whatever. She's like, okay, it's fine. He's okay. Pongo is okay. Stuffed animal, by the way. Pongo's fine. And she's like, all right. She's thinking, all right, she'll get over it, you know? She'll get over it. She'll be fine. And she finds me, like, a week or 2 later, crying again. She's like, what's wrong? Pongo misses Birdie! Like, deeply upset. And I was not trying to get another toy. It was not from, like, I genuinely felt that he missed his wife, okay? The stuffed animal dog missed his fucking wife! I, like, genuinely was upset because he was upset. And so we went back and got Purdy so that I would stop being so violently upset. I still have them to this day. Yeah, this is how Purdy also came home. But I wasn't, like, doing it to be a little shitlord and just, like, get what I wanted. Like, I genuinely, like, felt the loss that Pongo felt, the stuffed animal dog. But yeah. So this is a, like, observable thing involving stone or built, but not, and motion. So I don't know if this is correct with lush. I don't think it is, but I think this is one of those words where I didn't like any of the options they gave me. But, like, for example, like, this is death. So this symbol here is life. And then the X is like, but not life. What's the opposite? It's not always the direct opposite. So, like, if this was the symbol for day, and then they had, well, that's also an opposite. Shit, bad example. Never mind. So yeah, it's not life, but death. This is path, but that also has, little indicator at the end. So this usually involves motion. So sometimes it's path, it's involved in river, through. It's also in the word through. So not a path. Closed? I don't think it's symbol or word. That has nothing to do with anything. Could be a wall. I mean, that makes sense.
I did not at all expect that. That was awesome.
The Italian Buns gifting a sub to X-Ray, who I believe is, still fantastic name, by the way, is a very first-time patron. Thank you so much for that. That's incredibly kind and unexpected. And now we dance, because we like to celebrate things here. So we're gonna thank Italian Buns for making X-Ray a first-time patron of the heart. We're gonna thank X-Ray for becoming a first-time patron of the heart, cause Italian Buns did a nice thing. La 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 gonna celebrate. Gonna celebrate, celebrate. Gonna celebrate, celebrate, and thank you. Celebrate and thank you. Da na 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 da 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 da. And I'm out of breath. What's this dance for? To thank Italian Buns for gifting a sub, very first time sub to X-Ray. So it's part celebration and part thank you. How you doing, J-Post? And hey, Mama Meat Boy, hello, hello. Some of those moves are Broadway, some are inflatable car lot wiggly people. Yes, that is totally my aesthetic. You've nailed it. Okay, so I'm gonna go with wall. Because it's an observable object that's not a path and involves stone, or this is also involved in built. Place. This is a people. Your place, so home. Or I guess site. This is the closest, but because it's not nowhere, it could be there. It's not injury. Maybe there. That makes grammatical sense. But I don't... That was abrupt. Why did the music stop? Had a dream I ran into you by chance last night. Oh, awesome! Did we do the Stanley hug? So should, and this means truth. This one is involved in the word for truth. Must, shall not, act and symbol. Time and truth and should. For every wall there must be a door is what on occasion the symbols don't make sense to me in my brain, and other times I'm like, oh yes, this makes perfect sense. I'm gonna go with there must be a door. Inflatable car wiggly is like just true form. Yes, I'm a wacky inflatable arm tube man in a Lecta suit. I'm parading around as an adorable small person. When really, I'm not a people. I'm an inflatable tube lad. Inflatable tube lad. Didn't think the ship could move through flows this week? I guess that's fair enough. It would be like a sailboat without wind. But it seems like whoever built the Nightingale knew what they were doing. That's why we got that crossbow power. So we're navigating to the site of the ancient library. I'm so excited! It's the terror bird mating dance. Wow! Who built the ship? Who did build the ship, mistress? I don't fucking know. I found it, didn't I? I like unburied it somewhere. I have no idea who built her. No hug, I was disappointed. Well, that's clearly an imposter in your dream. I suppose she must have been Elberethian. Approach the shipwreck! Shipwreck, shipwreck, shipwreck! Circumstances were dire, so maybe it's that I didn't have a lot of time to get out of where I was. I see. Was someone chasing you? Feels good to be back on a real river again. A wreck! That's my superhero name? What's my superhero name? I said a lot of words. This reminds me of the Stairway in Seoul. I haven't seen it yet. Is it good? I need to get the spoon out of here. You're hindering my consumption! A lot of people words in there. It's a bird! It's a plane! No, it's inflatable tube blood! I'm waiting for someone to Photoshop my face on an inflatable tube person. I'm surprised it has not happened yet. I have one of me as a pterodactyl. Okay, so let's see. We have you. We have we. We have temple. We have of. Goddess. She's gonna say, no, this is wrong. So there's no we, but there's, I believe, temple of the goddess is right. This is gonna be a verb of some kind. Like involving people and possibly tell or speak. I can add my translation for temple. So that is now confirmed that that's, if it has a question mark, it means that we haven't seen the word frequently enough to confirm whether my translation is correct. Someone, but meaning JP. Back to my Photoshop dungeon. Quick thinking, so I folded you up and put you in a box? And I think I had a bag with another person or cat in it. Well, give me the cat! You also didn't look right, but I knew it was you because dream logic. I love it. Okay, so we've got a verb of some kind involving people, involving we. We, and this is tell, but also together. I mean, this might not be tell or speak in this context. But this indicates some sort of like join or together, or it was also used in the word heal, which I assume like knitting flesh together. Temple of the goddess welcomes, that's a verbal thing. To like, karibu, karibu, that means welcome to one person in Swahili. If you want to welcome multiple people, karibuni. I love Swahili. Temple of the goddess marries you. Killed you. I think it's welcomes. Be back in a bit. Beep, 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 beep. Alright, Nelroth, thank you for being here and hanging out. Thank you everybody for being here. It really makes me very, very happy seeing all your beautiful faces. And if I don't see you, if you're lurking, I still appreciate that you're here. You don't have to be talking in chat for me to be like, it's nice. But what if I want to marry the temple? Then put a ring on it. I'm not that quarantine horny, but that architecture though. When I was in London with a day trip to, New River to the right, hell yeah. With a day trip to Paris, most of what I took pictures of was just architecture, a lot of doors. Give me that, give me that. How is that not a thing? Oh, sniped. It didn't even give me the indicator of, would you like to stop here? I was just like, ram my ship into it. Give me the ruin! But yeah, all I took pictures of for the most part was like really cool looking doors. Me and my stepmom would go walk around together and I'd be like, oh, look at that door. That's a good door. So we would always just go to each other, that's a good door. She's freaking adorable. If you are curious to see the things I took pictures of and look at architecture in London and some in Paris, I have in Hype Type in the Discord, it's in the pinned messages of my trip. This was a couple years ago now. But if you're curious, it exists. Alright, so these speak as one? Oh my gosh! We speak as one! It's Blackout Club now. Adorable. Scarlet, no! I think it's we. I believe I remember the word speak, mistress. Yeah, our robot has been remembering things, by the way. I have a theory, based on other things that have gone on in the game, that he is actually the old emperor. True. Emotion. I guess, or maybe it's not emotion, maybe it's just a thing. I speak truth. It's a compass. Boo! Speak as one! You said the name! They're not listening to me in Heaven's Vault! I'm not in Redacre right now. I will be on Friday, though. I love that game so much. So part of my consideration for... What is that? I know this is not the way, but there's a thing there. I do not want to reset. I want to see this first, and then you can reset me, comma daddy. No! Mana, don't encourage this! I think he needs to have a conversation with his sister. Yeah, he didn't, like, recognize her. It didn't spark any memories. But he hasn't remembered a whole lot. To be fair, this one is a stained piece from an even longer text, okay? So we've got all uppy things. Got star. Healing! We've got sky. Sky is correct, excellent. Star, verb, like past tense and illuminated or lit. Stars lit the sky. It's a nebula chart. I mean, these both would work. Let's go with lit! Had to run, but I heard you say you'd recommend gray tights to not diminish how fucking cute the bows are, but this doesn't help me with the top. Well, I have to see what kinds of tops you like. This is like a longer endeavor with lots of sharing pictures back and forth. I'm more than willing to do it. I'm excited to do it. I understand if you're not gonna wait for me. I would go for something a little bit more fitted since the skirt is flowy. There's another ruin over here. I'm sorry, but I need it. There's too many ruins. I needs them. Let's go check out local Basilica. What is a basilica? Basilica? A yellowing map of the clouds. So I think after we go to the library, we're going to go back to Elbereth and show all of our things to Oroi and Toppy. I think Toppy is one of my favorite characters. I am also fascinated by Oroi. Okay, so we have a stop. We have sail. We've got and. Never. And. Why do I keep saying and? And. And. I can't stand them. Never stop, never stopping. What is that from? If this is a river, then this must be some sort of water concept. Or silent, valuable, fast. Fast makes sense, or silent, but I don't think it's silent because I think that it would have a mouth word. A mouth word. Sail fast and... dead! No, this is for alive. It's another concept thingy, but it's up. Up, alive. Free? That makes sense. Alive things are generally free. And, like, freedom birds up in the sky, butterfly in the sky, and go twice as high, and never stop. Sail fast and free and never stop. River! River's a good pup. The beautiful freedom of the nebula. I can understand that. I think this originates from the site we're after! We're on the right track, except I keep going on detours, but it's fine. Look at all these ruins! Oh! So many. Also, I feel like... has this shrunk at all? I don't think so. Yes, that river! I was looking through my pictures last night and I was just like, oh, there's River all curled up. There's River with her mushy little face. There's River looking out the window. She's a sweetheart.
Some say the rivers have a source, a single wellspring where they all begin. People love tidy explanations for things.
They do. There's a new river to the left that I think will also reach our destination. Well, let's go for it. Because again, the more we explore, the more things we find, the more inscriptions we get, and the more translations we're able to discover. Like, well, we discover new words, and we solidify our previous translations for other words. Look at that all spiky up there. And look how circular those clouds are. This game is real gorgeous. When does this game give us gun? In 10,000 years. I don't think there are any guns in the game. Like, I just don't even think that they exist. We found lots of knives and swords and stuff. Lots of sextants and compasses and maps. We found an axe, or I think like a pickaxe once. There's a path in the water. Yes. I think that other direction just will make me fall out of the sky. But this is also the way we're supposed to go, I think. Black mambas with guns is an issue that people aren't doing enough to combat. Oh my goodness. Wang told me of something in the Chronicles of Mazwai. Yes. It was an old poem about sailing the fiery path. A path! A path! I wonder if this is what it meant. This spray in the water. Wait, is it fiery? Is it made of flame? I feel like, didn't we say this was snow? Yeah, it is certainly not fiery, mistress. It stings, though, kind of like fire. Like if you are familiar with fire but not with ice. Another airless ruin. Give me the ruin. The ruin here appears to date from ancient times, mistress. Oh, I also want to remind everybody that we have a clips contest for the month of January. So, if you have any clips from any of the streams that happened in January, no inscription, boo, but it was made from the exact site, so it'll make it easier to find. So if you have any from January streams that you would like to submit to the clip contest, post them in the Discord, let me know that you're posting it for entry into the contest. At the end of the month, me and the mods will go through all of these submitted clips and either narrow them down to like top 10 if we have more than 10 entries, and put them up for voting. What do you get if you win, you might ask? Well, you get a custom title of the Minstrel of the Hype for the following month, as well as a very fancy and expensive trophy that I'm totally in possession of right now and don't have to find something soon. Also, the winners... So I'd like to do this every month, but if people are not into it and not wanting to participate, then we're not going to do it every month, because that's silly. That's extra work for me for something that the community is not interested in. And what was I going to say? That looks like a ruin, but you're not letting me. Unexplored river to the left. All right, let's go left then. I had other words. Oh, and at the end of the year, if this is something that we continue doing, then the winners of each month will be entered to win a Steam gift card from me as a thank you. Yeah, there's details in the Discord and pinned in the announcements channel if I'm not doing a very good job of speaking the words. Speaking the words. Plasma? You mean like in the rivers? Plasmar? Who makes the decision on winners? Gotta cater to my audience, and I'd rather have Simon judging my entries. Well, it'll be a group effort. But I did put like a little pro tip. So, I want this to be like a fun little community thing that we do, but also I want it to be accessible to people who are not like embroiled in all of our inside jokes. So like, if you do something with microwaved strawberries, it's probably not going to get chosen as the winner, because if I just like post like me getting mad about like microwave strawberries, like that doesn't mean anything to anyone else if they're not already a part of the community. So if I'm like, hey, Twitter, look at this clip that everyone thought was fantastic, and it's just like an inside joke, it doesn't really have an effect, you know? Microwaves aimed skin? Oh shit. Saw Ruin floating in the waters. I missed it! I was looking at chat! Oh. Alright, reset. We've passed it now. No, that's sad. Where? Where did you Alright, well, we'll go up to it then. I don't see anything. I don't see what you're seeing, Six. If I go left here, we should get to the ruin again, though. Oh, well, it's right over there. Like, we want to go that way anyway. Clever way to preemptively ban strawberry submissions. Well, it's partially for the existing community, because I think it would be fun and cute, but it's also to help entice other people to be like, hey, look at this fun place that we have. Don't you want to be a meerkat and, like, hang out with us? So it's a twofold thing. Hi, Toasty. How you doing? You don't want to be known by everyone on Twitch as that one lady that microwaves strawberries? No, I don't. Do strawberries go up? Up where? I'm so confused. Excuse? Darkness. Homes. And that's terrible. I don't know why I just like went and I will always love you, and I will have a home in the darkness, because that's what the game said. My home is in the darkness. When strawberries die and go to heaven. I have not had any, I'm unfamiliar with strawberry corpses. Either route ahead. Is one easier than the other? I guess left is faster? What? None of these are going where we're going. Whatever. I'll let the boat decide. Don't think I've microwaved much fruit that isn't already baked into a pie or something. Right, because that's weird. Nobody does that, including me. I don't do that. Although I totally hide behind Sins and say, but she's good at cooking and stuff, and she microwaves strawberries. But it's like to reduce them to make like a jam or a syrup or something. Like she had a legit reason for it, and it wasn't just a weird meme. She was like, listen! But of course she didn't say it aggressively because she's way too patient and kind for that. I swear that woman is like an actual celestial being. Just the most infinite patience. It's like unbelievable how patient and kind she just always is without fault. Just like, how do you do that? I get cranky, man. I get crotchety. Sure you don't. I don't. Don't say lies about me. There's a reason that the microwaved strawberry emote is hype lies. I still can't believe I did that. Because we had during my streamiversary, you guys went absolutely crazy with the gift subs. just like got drunk on generosity and we're like, wee! And we got up to 250 patrons of the hype. I never thought that we would get there, like, ever. I was like, maybe in another 5 years. Well, you showed me wrong. You showed me wrong. And then the following, like, Tuesday, like, once I got home, I think our record was 264. It's the highest we've ever gotten. But I figured we hit such a very large milestone. So that was my gift, my appreciation of like, wow, here's a milestone. I like to try and do stuff for milestones. So I was like, you know what, fine, you can have your freaking emote. Remember, hold this thing. That's, yeah. I was gonna say a thing. You're crotchety every day. Yeah. Incidentally, microwaves aren't inherently harmful. They're just a range of frequencies. It's the high voltage amplification of those that make them frictionally vibrate moisture. Huh. Hype glare. Here's a glare for you. Glare, 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 glare. Via, but not intense. Not. And something with meant. Huh. Cell. Safety, dark or flat. I don't think it's dark because it doesn't have any of the indicators for light. I don't think it's safety because we have other words that are similar and they're not here. It's either flat or cell. I'm going to look at the other words first. So this is beyond. This does not have the time indicator. So I would say forward, but like in the past or after. Before. That makes sense to me. So remember, hold this thing flat before you. That makes sense. It's also a telescope. Sometimes you can infer which one is correct based on the object that the inscription is on. Before you... This is a people word. This is a verb. Thing, verb. Use? That makes sense. I don't think it has anything to do with wept or guarded. I don't think it's shall not. I think it's use. Because verb and thing. I am also either flat or cell. There's cell. You didn't say crotchety? You said crotchy. I just assumed it was a typo. I read what you wrote. In terms of actual range, this is very approximate. Around 1 gigahertz wavelength. They're too high to be perceived as sound, too low to be seen as light. Huh. Alright, so this is people indicator, and then we've got a little, like, bird foot. I don't know what bird foot is. This is possessive. It possessive, so I would say it, because this is usually of the little... So that makes sense before you use it. Remember, hold this thing flat before you use it. It's a silly thing to write. But, sure. Hello, it's Leafsina, big troll boy. Hello. A word and grammar game? This is right up Lecta's alley. Yes, it is. This game is amazing. The art and the music are fantastic. The characters are interesting. The The story is really good, and I love the linguistic puzzle aspect too. Mistress, some distance away up ahead, a ruin of some sort. We've been finding a lot of ruins. So we are on our way. Wow, we found all of these. Cool. We're on our way to the site of the ancient library. And in the meantime, we're stopping at these ruins along the way, and we've been finding lots of inscriptions and such. The first one that we found today, though, the one that was like, the nebulas were not meant to be lived in, only sailed, that has such big implications for our world as we know it. It got me so excited. I have to be held flat before I'm used as well. Ooh, Mama Meat Boy. Leaf shows up and has a valid comment on how well-fitting this game is for Lect, and Lect responds, Troll Boy. Listen! I react the way that I'm used to being treated. But that is fair. The one time that Leaf doesn't come in and immediately start trolling. Also, what disc game? There it is! This is... that's what I was expecting. This is Heaven's Vault. It is a wonderful, fantastic, beautiful game that is just really, really, really good in all of its little aspects. You are an archaeologist tasked with finding someone who supposedly went missing. And you're like, but I'm an archaeologist. What? Where do you want me to go? It didn't have any arrows. What? Oh. Over here, veer all the way off to the right. I didn't see that. You're like, but I'm an archaeologist. And they're like, we don't care! Do it anyway! And then there's the language stuff along the way, as you saw. I enjoy how you failing by missing turns gets you a better experience. Sometimes there's things on the other paths, and then other times I just missed the turn, or I didn't get the ship over quickly enough. In which case it just says, hey, hit backspace. And I'm like, thanks! Like, see, here it says I missed the turn, but I don't really think I did, so I'm not gonna hit backspace. This is one of the few complaints I have about the game. Navigating the rivers if you don't have an exact path to follow is sometimes really difficult. Sometimes the, like, 6, your robot is supposed to help you navigate, but sometimes the stuff that he says is really belated. So it's like, comes well after the point where you would have needed to hear about it. It's kind of like when you're using Google Maps or something, and it's like, turn left immediately, right now, even though you're in the right lane, and you have to cross 4 lanes of traffic, and you're like, I needed a little bit of a heads up there. Heaven's Vault, cool fucking name for a game, right? Yeah, it keeps telling me that I missed my turning, but like, I don't see how. Pity the real estate agent who's tasked with trying to sell that Sky River house. Well, it's a bit of a fixer-upper, and it lacks wheelchair accessibility, but there's a fantastic view, and it's right by a major highway. Major transit artery. Do you have a hand glider? Ooh! I've been looking at apartments for sale in New York recently. That's what I do when I feel trapped. I'm like, let's pretend like I have money for down payment and just see what's there. And I'm like, oh, I want it, it's perfect. Oh, Mommy Boy. Alright, so now we're back on track. This should flow into there. Been craving moving to Brooklyn recently. I have no idea why. I actually think you would love Brooklyn. Because it's like a little bit quieter than Manhattan. And it's very like indie. But you can still get into the chaos of the city if you want to. I feel like that's a Mana place to be. A lot of queer punks in Brooklyn too. Yeah. Oh, did you find something? Yeah, that's way off and not... See, we couldn't... Sometimes we'll spot things, but like you see, the river is flowing this way, so we can't actually get to there right now, but we can always go there after. Interesting type of craving. What, to live somewhere super cool? Like, be around your people? That's Mana's people. I hear New York people are mean though. Go, get out. I'm living up to the stereotype. Get the fuck out of my house. I love you. You can't do cities that big. See, to me, Brooklyn feels very small. It's like the city version of a suburb. There's not really that many people. But I say this as having grown up in Manhattan. I'm not from Massachusetts. I've never even lived in Massachusetts. You're such a weirdo. Okay, we're getting close to the library. Always lived in urban places, but the advantage has always been accessibility to niche interests and music, etc., in a pandemic. It's too many people too close. I mean, theoretically, yes, but if you've seen pictures of Manhattan during the pandemic, like, people do not go outside. It's so empty. Hear me out here. Roomies in Brooklyn, specifically close to Manhattan. We'll just need 5 more people to pay for it. As much as I'm very much a Manhattan girl, like, I would live in Brooklyn. If it meant that I could afford to be there. But actually, like, if I had a down payment, if I had enough for a down payment, there are a lot of places in the city proper. I haven't looked at Brooklyn because, again, I'm not, like, actually looking. It's just wishful thinking looking. But, like, that I could afford. That are actually affordable. Not like New York affordable, but actually affordable. Our data suggests that the ancient library should be in this vicinity. All right. Looked it up. It's like 2.5 million. What's 2.5 million? Oh, people? Yeah. Yes, but also, you're not coming across that many people. Can do up to 500k. Yeah, give me the millions. That's where the spice of life comes from. You get to see people from all over the place. Like, it is the melting pot of melting pots. Hear different languages spoken all the time. People dress in all sorts of funky ways. There's not like a style. It's like each individual person has their own thing going on, like aesthetically, and it's so good. New York is one of the few places that I can walk down the street and not need to have anything else going on, and it's entertainment in and of itself. It's a visual smorgasbord. It's like a living art installment that's always changing. Mostly just speaking to Toronto, people are pretty good about public health measures, but it's just being kind of claustrophobic with neighbors above and below and to the side of you. I'm so used to it.
Open sands and deathly silence.
Guys, Guys. We found the library. We found the relic. I can't even with the words because I'm too
This
excited.
place was so old, even the ghosts had died.
I thought she was done talking. My bad. Even the ghosts had died. 6. I don't feel right. Evidently, it is the air here, mistress. There is not enough. You will feel dizzy, lightheaded, and nauseous. You will eventually pass out. Not evidently. How long? Because I want to spend so many hours in here. Evidently 7 minutes. No! But that number is, of course, decreasing. Alright, well, let me get to it then. Time constraint. Alright, hang on. I'm gonna catch up with chat. Never thought I could do large population density, but the more time goes on, the more I crave it. You are a vibrant young lady, and you need things and activities and the freedom to just go do them without, like, needing to make it a whole production. I totally, and this is not me being selfish and just wanting people to live in the city with me, but, like, I actually think you would love being in Brooklyn. Like, genuinely, selfish feelings aside, I think you would genuinely like it. But yeah, I've grown up in apartments. I have never not lived in an apartment. So, like, I'm just used to having people around. But it's actually kind of rare for me to come across my neighbors. Like, I don't usually encounter them frequently, regardless of where I live. Like, just seeing people in the hallway is just kind of unusual. For me, it's the size of the buildings that are everywhere. Huh. Grew up on a farm believing I couldn't stand the idea of my neighbors being within shouting distance, and now I crave more neighbors. But before COVID hit, I was growing to Brooklyn more and more, and every occasion was magical. Oh! I was lucky for a long time. I was able to rent a basement with an ex, and a semi-detached shared house wasn't perfect, but I missed the space. Yeah, I like... The one thing about a lot of spots in New York... some of them, not all of them, I need big windows. I need to feel like Sky Orb is in my house. Like, inside of my house, living with me, I need Sky Orb. So, like, I need a lot of natural light. I will not be happy if my windows are like this big. And that's a little bit harder to accommodate always, but... I want to see what kind of chunky mutant and their chunky kid live above me. When they walk around, it sounds like dropping bowling balls. Also, way more men around. Hell yeah. Get those punk queers. Hell yeah. Is it possible to teach people how to indoor walk? I'm big, but I move quietly. I don't know, some people just are very heavy when they walk, even if they're small. Like, some people just, like, stomp. It doesn't bother me, because, again, I'm just used to it. But I do wonder. I'm like, oh, they must have dropped something. Like, what are you doing up there? But I'm sure I also, you know, I'm sure my neighbors have also been like, what the fuck is she doing in there? Sometimes. Most buildings make me uncomfortable. Love architecture, but in altered mind states, I become acutely aware of the sense that, from a certain perspective, buildings are very alien. Fascinating. Can't do 10 to 20-story buildings everywhere without the open space. Well, it depends on where in the city you are. At least, look at these feet! There's a statue here. Yes. Just like the one in Elbereth. It's the only other spot where we've found feet. Not much to go on, though. But there's an inscription down here. There's an inscription! Hell yes! Hell yes! Inscription me daddy! It's actually how you walk. Jump kicks required me to learn how to land without making noise and hurting myself. Yeah. Yeah. Temple of All Nebula? Temples of All Nebula? No. She says no. So maybe this is one word? Building god of all nebula. The god of all the nebula. Huh. By the stars. That was a long one. It was not that long. The nebula had its own god? Fascinating. That's new. Perhaps there was more detail on the other foot, mistress. What do you mean? Tell me these things before I walk away. I'm stressed out by the time. Oh, maybe the missing foot? Don't missing foot me. I want to take my time and see all of the things, but I'm like stressed out by the fact that I have only 7 minutes. I'm just like... Not just stuck, I think it's locked. And it goes down while this is happening. Try Mina's key! Try Mina's key! Try Mina's key! Although it seems quite absurd to come all this way and expect a key to turn. But it does! It turns! Accidentally scared my housemates because they can't hear me walking to a room behind them. Bless the moons. It still won't open. What good is that? It's still super exciting. I would crawl in that window if that were me, but... Oh, wait, excuse me. There's a thing to look at. There's nothing to stop you going around the side, of course. Yeah. This is a lonely spot. I wouldn't say lonely, I'd say solitary. A hermitage, almost. It's gorgeous. I couldn't stay here for too long. I couldn't, like, live here, but... Looks like we can just walk in, after all. Hey, Brady! This place appears to have suffered badly, mistress. Let me walk while we talk! Mistress? What's that up there? Look at this. What is this? Look, this is a map. We need to see this from above. We need to see this from above. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
The air should have reeked of ash and smoke. But no. Nothing.
This has got to be a map.
These walls were dry bones.
I'm so excited! I'm sorry, I'm so excited. I'm trying to catch up with you guys, so the text goes. It just goes. It's like, compare the shape of a tree to the shape of a perfectly rectangular building. It's a huge monolith. I mean, then yeah, that's true. I was on completely legal substances, one of this huge library that's like 8 stories and inside the ceiling goes all the way up to the top, and I was listening to Blade Runner 2049 soundtrack and was like, this is fucking bonkers, what the animals built this. You get that sometimes with trains. Huh, fascinating. I'm just getting excited. The Burned Tower. This was a library once. I'm so excited. A mosaic. It must have fallen from the floor above. I believe it was the floor above, mistress. I am so, so excited. There's so much to see. It's beautiful. There's stairs up. Some kind of gemstone inlaid. Can't go there. I'm trying to see everything, see if we can find anything. Shelves. It looks like everything on them was burnt. If there were scrolls on these shelves, the fire reduced them to ashes. And then the wind swept up the ashes away. Or swept the ashes away, rather. Okay, there's a door over there. Door over here. I'm trying to be thorough and quick, and I hate it. This is the door we unlocked from the other side. Alright, speak faster, or don't speak at all. It's just stuck. Okay. What's that? Big ol' sand pile. Let's make a sand angel in it. Fire must have been terrible. Hot enough to blister the plaster. Okay, great, but let me... Perhaps even to use up the moon's air. Is this where we came in from? Looks like there's a book here. Look, there's a book. Let me touch it! Okay, so this is where we came in from. I'm gonna try to sand pile this. But, like, don't fucking talk to me. What? There's an inscription! Woo! I just love being in awe of things. Yeah. I do too. That's something that I love about... I get excited about all these tiny little things. They just, like, fill me with this childlike awe, and it's such a good feeling. Got some of these words in my notebook, but I can't take a chance on what's left. Or I can. Can't. For me, it's human flight. Fucking launch a tube full of human meat in the skies at hundreds of miles per hour, and then it gingerly touches down. And then you get into skydiving, and you're yeeting yourself out of a plane with a nylon wing on your back and just trusting it. Just went to this beautiful cathedral once in town. There's hardly any information about it online. It was so tall, like a whole town's worth of people died building it over time. Oof. We have buildings hundreds of stories tall that are just rectangles. Where's the imagination? Make it beautiful. Yeah, in like New York, for example, there's a level of efficiency, but there's still a lot of buildings that are gorgeous, even if they are mainly rectangular. Okay, so we've got a concept involving the word give. So that would be gift. Gift of water was verb. In the past, given. For all, many. So not quite all, because all has the circle. Built in life and possibly day. For many, home day, moons? That makes sense. Because moons are where people live. And it's a place. Water was given for many moons. A gift of water was given for many moons. I think that's correct. We are running out of time, honey. Talk faster. The gift of water. It's a wellspring. What could that mean? I don't know. Sharing the water? What is it? Theorize faster! Come on, we still got upstairs to go. It's clearly map-like. Some kind of insignia? It's not an eagle and sun, that's for certain. So it's not Empire. Because that always got the eagle and the sun. Okay, let me look at this sand pile, please. It's not letting me, like, actually look at it. And that's upsetting. Oh, there's stuff everywhere! Look in the sand. Alright, we got the sand pile. I'm running out of time, and I'm scared that it's not gonna let me, leave and come back. Something poking out, fragment of sail? Looks like something from the earliest days of the nebula? The seam appears to be marked with glyphs, mistress. Yes! This is the start of a fragment of text. Okay. Gift of water has been given to streamer to hydrate. I'm actually still on my mocha. Most mind-bending experience I ever had was when I was skydiving, getting to the door of the plane one day, looking down and realized that we weren't moving at all. Our forward speed was the same as the wind we were facing into, and because of that, we were just kind of stationary in the air. Oh, that would freak me out, I think. I'm also kind of afraid of heights. I once walked in a medieval cathedral and just stared open-mouthed at the ceiling, thinking that if I was a peasant, I would definitely believe in God after seeing this. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, we've got boats with boats. We've got prey. 4. Clearly, you're wrong. Okay, Mr. Robot. Boats. Prey. 4. This was my nitpick. It was when something is wrong, it doesn't keep the words, the other words that I put in, and for longer. Oh, hey! There's a word there that I didn't even see. But it doesn't matter. Prey is correct. Woohoo! Okay, so we've got a people marker, we've got wind, we've also got boat. So people, boats, so sailors, for sure, yep. Sometimes I like to see if I can guess the word before I look at the options. So this is possibly cup, this is possibly fast, river. So I'd say something about flowing a cup. Raka is wine. Sailors pray for wine. I would go with speed, though, because it's more related to fast, and also it's on a part of a sail, so that makes sense that that's what would be put there. Think about it later. You're wasting your dizzy time. I'd say that this comes from the same place as the oil burner and the chipped model we found. Okay. Great, let me look at this wall now. Having this should help us to locate the source. Stationary didn't feel weird in helicopter because that's its whole thing. Yeah. Okay, shush. There's a thing on the wall. Blackened. Fire must have been immense. Yes, we get it. Let me go upstairs. There's so much to see. Can we go back on the boat and then back out here? I'm so stressed that I'm not going to be able to see nearly as much as I want to. Stairs leading up. Yep, let's go. Do it! Frickin' do it already. Lucky they were so sturdily built. Sturdily build me, daddy! Yeah, 6 can't come up here. 6, I can't breathe. You can breathe fine! In and out. Your chest cavity is constricting due to lack of oxygen, mistress. As a result, your blood will thin. I don't care. It's all for the knowledge. It will cause your muscles to atrophy and will eventually affect your brain. All right, thank you, 6. That's the fastest thing I can say. Come on. Sail!
Right on the brink was an enormous book.
There's an enormous book!
On a curved metal stand.
This is a beautiful piece of work. Well, take it. It's chained. heavy, ornate. And the book is unscathed. How? Take it. We're running out of time. It's chained here, but I need it. Figure it out. Damn it! Motherfucker. We're gonna have to come back. Pull the book free. There's so many things to look at. I'm so stressed. I'm so stressed. Okay, so we can look at the cover of the book. There's a marker to look at what this is. There's something over here. There's something down there. And the way that this game tends to work is when you are in a location, it doesn't let you, like, I can't go back to the boat and then breathe normally and then come back down. So I'm super stressed because I basically have to choose what is the most important thing to look at. I doubt she'll be able to pull it free. She's weak as fuck. So that's why I decided to look at the book first. Future. History of our future or something? Girl, worry about the thing later. Just take a rubbing. Okay, so we've got not whatever the fuck this is. It's in via and also find. It's not quite a verb concept. History of lost future. That's the only thing that makes any sort of sense. Oh my gosh, you're out of time! What does that mean? I'm worried trying to pull it free will damage it. I mean, a book of prophecies, maybe? It survived an intensely hot fire. A fire that... Open the book. A fire that destroyed the entire building around it, blistered the plaster, destroyed all of the books on the ground floor, and everything else. It's chained shut. Pull it free, biche! What if you just wrap your arms around it and then tell Six to hopper you? I can't even lift it right now. Oh! You need to do more cardio! More inlaid circles. I'm gonna do my best to click on everything before it makes me leave. Inscribed around the edge. Rub me daddy. Yeah, I would just be like doing rubbings. And I would translate it all back on the boat. This one is a broken piece from an even longer phrase. Like, that bar at the top is empty and I'm just milking it for every fucking second. Frame perfect inputs! I would be fascinated by a speedrun of this game because from what I understand, it is somewhat randomly generated. I don't know in what ways, and because, you know, playing it, it's my first experience with the game on purpose, so I didn't want to look too much. Stream? And something Sky's stream was lost. Ascend. Van is in there. Things. I don't think things is right. 4. These are definitely not right, but it likes you to try and fill in as much as possible, even if it's not correct. And then she says, no, these things are wrong. Almost called my dad Bishwap the other day. That's really funny. That's also kind of meta because my dad and I say Bishwap to each other because of watching The Lord of the Rings and the extended commentary for so long. Or, well, not for so long, but we did a lot of Lord of the Rings watchings together. Bishwap. Okay. Lost was skies, river or stream. For and then ascend? There's no ascend here. What am I missing? Path? Path. Those can't be the glyphs for stream at all. Okay, I didn't think so. But I can add my translation for was. Okay, excellent. Okay, lost is also correct. So double X's. They watch you. You're expert. Double X's. That's so low for me. To paint those white offenses. They're so polite. They're so polite. Sorry, I love Amanda Palmer. She's so good. And path for blippity blippity blip. Boop. 0 is the only thing that makes sense, or no. And 0 or no path for the skies. I don't think it's heaven, so I'm gonna go with nebulas. For the nebulas, if this is rise, what's double rise? It is heavens. Oh, it's fucking heaven's vault, bitch. It's heaven's vault! And no path for heaven's vault was lost. And 0 path? Maybe it's not 0. There does not make sense. And so that also, well, I'm gonna go with 0 and she'll probably tell me it's wrong for now. But whatever, I'm super fucking excited. That's heaven's vault. Heaven's vault, heaven's vault, heaven's vault. Heaven's vault, heaven's vault. Is this the vault that Renba's ghost was talking about? And there was a path? Okay, let me look at this table. There are trickles of dust coming from the floor, mistress. Every time you step. Be careful up there, mistress. The floor is not sound. I don't care right now, bitch! No! I'm not ready to go! It's fucking heaven's vault, bitch! I got so excited! 6. I think I'm dying. We gotta get back on the boat. Title drop, I know, right? And I have a feeling we're not gonna be able to come back. They said the thing! They said the thing! Aw, thanks, Lounge Tiger. Thanks for coming out of Lurk to say that. Hey, I know you're out of air, but like, title drop. I love a good late title drop. It's so, so sweet. God, this game is so good. Duh. I'm upset that I didn't get to look around the rest of it, but I think we saw most of the stuff. If it were me, I would recover and then go straight back. Take your time, mistress. You are safe. Yes, I want to go back, though. There was a low table I didn't get to look at. You can take me back now. Please, game, please, game, please, please, please. That would be unwise. I don't care. I didn't need you to do that. No, we did. We were dying. Was there anything else down there to find? Yes, there was a low table that I needed to inspect. There was something that if we looked down, we could have seen. No? Who the fuck is saying no? Place had been thoroughly burned. Excuse me? Don't negate the table. Sometimes you're a little turd bucket. We should sail and replenish the air aboard the ship. Fine. Give me access to your heaven's vault, baby. A good late title drop feels so good. Like, at what point... I'm wondering if you could even do a title drop, like, at the end of a game and have it be like, whoa! Because, okay, we've got... The burned tower is here. And... I'm sad that... it's not letting me go back. There was more to see. Why didn't you think you could go back? Because that's just how the game works. There have been times like, oh, we can go back to Renaka! Okay. I've been waiting to come back here. The gecko lady! Oh! Okay. I was going to use this place as an example of that there were things that I wanted to do here, but the game doesn't always let you go back to things. Like, there's a cratered moon, there's Withering Palace. Like, you're not entirely free to just go explore stuff. Like, Renba's dig site, for example, is another example. You see it's grayed out. I can click on it, and she'll say some information about the place. However, it won't let me actually plot a course and sail there. I felt like I was not finished. I didn't go down into the hole because 6 was like, it's dangerous. And then throughout the game, I realized that most of the time 6 is full of hot shit, like steaming piles of poop. And I should ignore him. He's overly cautious. Sometimes he's right, but other times he's just overly cautious and keeps me from finding other things. But there was a lot of stuff that I wanted to still explore and look at, but we got into a cutscene and stuff happened and it just won't let us come back. Sometimes I do feel like I've seen everything, but would have liked to maybe return for some reason or another. But anything that's grayed out, you can't actually sail to there. Are we about to save 15% on Geico? Oh, the gecko. Okay. I'm there with you. Owl House? I don't know Owl House. So we're gonna go to these unexplored ruins. We can finally come back here. There was a lady who was selling geckos, and I wanted one. I don't know why I wanted one. I just felt like I needed to have a gecko. But she wanted our artifacts, and I didn't have enough of value to give to her. And then since we left there, we've been unable to sail back until just fucking now, and I'm so excited. Love when it comes with a sudden realization of a big lore piece. Oh, title drop, late title drop? Hell yeah. Yeah, because the lady we play as says we can't go back. Or, like, for example, the Withering Palace, or not the Withering Palace, the tile-fronted building is really unstable. It's crumbling and falling into nowhere. So, like, there's sometimes actual story reasons why we can't. So, I'm gonna go to these unexplored ruins first. Then we're gonna stop on Elbereth to talk to Toppy and show him a bunch of the artifacts, which helps with our inscriptions and whatnot. And we could gain more. Oh my fuck! Do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? I'm like legit not breathing. There's a river here. There are rivers here. There are rivers here! Which probably means if we figure out how to get into here, there's probably a river that goes over there from there. I was thinking we would have to go back to Mersey and like fuck with a wellspring and force a river over there. We might still have to do that. However, just the fact that there's something in there that we are aware of. Do we need to activate the hopper, Mr. Selecta? Hell yes! So there's one game in particular I'm thinking about, but just saying the name means it's a bit of a spoiler. I appreciate you taking that into consideration. I try to do the same when I'm talking about stuff. So it looks like... Let's plot a course. This has us going doodly-doop like that. What about if we plot a course to here? That was actually nothing. Sometimes when it's like, oh, we have to explore to find spots, it actually is not the spot. Like, we found the burned tower. If we had gone over here, it would have been like, this isn't anything at all. This isn't what we're looking for. This is an actual spot with things, so. We'll go to the ruin, we'll go to Elbereth, share our findings with Toppy, and then we'll go back to Renaki. I'm so excited. There's a lot more map, I know. Your excitement is way better than everyone else's, why? I'm going to assume it's because I have no filter. I'm just like very explosively out there with my feelings. So it's like a highly concentrated injection of wee. I just like let all of my excitement flop out. I just thunk it on the table like a giant wiener. Wait, was there nothing actually there? Okay, there was nothing actually there. So we're gonna go back to Elbereth. Because hopefully this will give us more ancient site artifacts and or Heaven's Vault artifacts. I have a feeling we need a gecko to go to Heaven's Vault. It's a wild theory that has no basis in anything whatsoever. I just want a fucking gecko, okay? We're gonna pass control to 6. When there's not anything to explore, it just kind of does a little, like, skip. Big feelings energy, yes. That true BFE. Deus, how you doing? That video you made for Rocco's Rat's Nest. So good. I think Gecko's just a joke aside, but no idea. I'm too fascinated. I need to give her some artifacts. I gotta get a gecko. We can keep it in our little pouch, okay? Like, I just need it. I gotta follow through on the gecko. I think that's what I said. Alright, we're gonna keep Benya. We still haven't found the word that brought the kid to the tile-covered building. So if you say a certain word in front of the gate, it doesn't take you here. It transports you to somewhere else entirely. Thanks, Simon. Honestly, if it weren't for the dab, I think it wouldn't have been half as good, but thank you. I mean, that was an excellent end point. But, to Oroy's yard. I don't think we have to actually see Oroy. We don't really have anything to show her, I don't think. We're gonna go for Toppy first. His name always makes me want to speak Swahili. I don't know why. Tell me you do not intend to sell the crown. What are you... Oh, I forgot about the crown. I entirely forgot about the crown. I'm way too excited about all of these things. All of these other inscriptions and whatnot. Enter. Melon. Speak friend and enter. Aaliyah, come on in. I'm gonna show you an artifact. I like the way his eyes glitter when I show him something he likes. And then he's like, look at this related thing. Fragment of a sail made on an unknown ancient site. Why not? Not even I could sell that onto anyone. And it might be whole. Don't waste my time. Hey! Fine, you poop head. The oil burner made on an unknown ancient site. I'm going to show him all of the ancient site things, so hopefully he has other stuff related to it. Because the more objects we have, the easier it'll be to... I used to sell those, but they're common now. My dear, I prefer silver and gold and strange things. Not rubbish. I'm still going to show you. It's not rubbish. You just don't see its value. A chipped ancient bone model of the water-bearer goddess from Mersey. Fair, if not exemplary. I bet Gecko Lady would like it. No matter, I can probably do a little distance with that. I have something of a similar period, I think. Give it. Give to me all of the things. A silver flask embossed with an image of a spider. Strands of the web look like they're inscribed. Hell yeah. This is one end of fractured fragment. Crush him with your thighs, that'll show him. I don't think my thighs are the crushing type. Okay, so we've got does not. I'm gonna put raise in there instead. Raise your dongers! It's clearly what it is. Fair or good. In at and cry or shout in things. Raise your things, fair and things. This is the one piece of the game that seems a little bit silly. I kind of wish I could be like, these are the words I think fit. Now hit enter. So we're gonna go with raise your fair or maybe it's not fair. Let's get rid of fair. Let's put cups. Raise your cups and like shout a lot or some shit. Put your hands up and shout, come on now. I don't think in is correct, but again, they kind of make you put in as much as possible. I have to apologize. My mind is in a place today. That's totally fine. Oh, it's not cups. Raise your fair and funky selves. And shout, cry in. And crying since I left you. I'm dying to forget you. Shmanana misery. Bow now, bow bow. Part of me like thinks that that's not a good song, and then every time I listen to it, like the actual parts of it are good. Like I like the parts of it. I just forget that I like it, I guess. It's a weird feeling to have about a thing. Raise your dingus and cry. You'll never know if you don't try. Just like, Toppy, bring yourself closer. No, like, we're between my thighs. I want to try something. Okay. So we've got drinks. We've got fair or good. Cups. This is usually a water indicator. Conceptually, raise your goblet. That's a very fancy cup. Prow and smile. It's definitely not smile. It's not grain. It's prow, maybe. But a prow is not something you can raise, really. Raise your goblet and cry. Not at. Anti-at. And cry out. Makes sense. Does not cups fare your in cry. Exactly. Yeah, negated in. Good job, Naonoff. Flask for your chipped model. Sure. Enough evidence collected to search for an unknown ancient site in the 14 flows. Heck yes, mother liquor, lick them mothers! Lick 'em in the kicker. Do I know what that means? Did I just say I'm going to lick their feet? Or lick inside of their shoes? Because those would be the kickers, right? Or is the kicker a concept? Am I licking a concept? I don't know! Things I don't think of before I say. Most things. Lists most things. 69% of the way to movie night. Are we really? Nice. Listen, Toppy. So I found the source of your brass artifact. Did you now? I was gonna say, did we now? So that's really funny.
Lady Lay one lick my kickers, daddy.
Lady Lay. Finish her off pregnant style? Oh my gosh, Arctic Vector! There was nothing there? Wouldn't you like to know? It was quite a sight. I'll tell him. He's one of my oldest, friends, I guess? Acquaintances? Thank you so much for that cheer, Simon. That was stellar. Oh my gosh, I'm surprised we don't have hype feet at this point. An ancient market ruined. A market? Tell me, was there more there like the brass device? Was there treasure beyond my wildest dreams? There was a boy living there. Oh, we're talking about the tiled place with the garden. Had somehow wandered through the Catkiss Gate. Did you know the Catkiss Gate is a long-distance hopper? There's a word you can say that takes you there. What word? I don't know. I want to find it. If I knew, I wouldn't tell you. That's not necessarily true. I would warn him. I'd be like, listen, it's crumbling. If you look a non-existent concept while in bed, is that classified as pillow talk? I don't know if licking and talking are close enough for my tastes. That was not meant to be a pun. Shit. Fuck. Ah! Look what you did to me, War. Making me stumble into puns. But maybe you can discover it, and then you can tell me. Can't you ask the boy? He must know. He's too scared. He doesn't want to say it. What did you do with him? You should leave him alone. He didn't remember. He didn't remember is not entirely true. What he said was, oh no, bitch, I'm not saying that word again. Because they said if you say this word, you'll die. And he got stranded there. And he was all alone for a long time as a small child. Lecta is a true connoisseur. Hey, Gynax, how are you? I'm gonna say I took him to Mercy, because that's true. I don't want to lie to Toppy. I trust him. And the truth is, the boy was too scared to tell me what the word was. Hey, Figure 4, what is up? It's a little inconvenient, but I'll see what I could do. You should leave him alone. That... True, yes. Why? I'm a kind and generous soul with lots of useful gifts to give. I won't help you find him. What is this? So this is weird to be kind of railroaded into this. Oh dear. And there was me thinking we were establishing some kind of common interest. Well, no matter. What you've told me about the gate is easily worth the price paid. So there are no hard feelings from me. Ask another question. Where do you get your stuff from? I guess we can't show him any more things. The ceiling is up. Go away! I've got artifacts. You've got artifacts back there that the Iox curators would kill for. And they're not all stolen from me. You really don't know? Did they ever let you out of that orphanage you grew up in, Elle? Only to work the fields? What does that have to do with anything? Hey, Gabby! How you doing? You should look around Elbereth sometime. Really look. I think Elbereth used to be important to the Empire. I'd believe it. Isn't that... I found the Nightingale, our ship. I found it here, I believe, if I'm remembering right. Much more than it is now. Elbereth used to be the seat of power. The Catkiss itself was a fortified city. It's right there in the name. You know enough patois, don't you? It means the Citadel. We do have these very fancy doors that want to play DDR. It's where you live, Toppy. You should know the name of where you live. You do speak some patois, Aurelia, but you do not hear it. If you go into any kitchen here, you'll find a 300-year-old ladle or a salt pot with ancient on the base. Everyone looks at Elbereth like it's a rubbish dump. But you find all manner of things in a rubbish dump. People like you, for instance. Damn! Can't imagine you digging in a rubbish dump. That's probably true. Waiting for the snow in Portland. Are we meant to get snow? Or do you mean just in general? Because I checked the weather this morning and it did not say snow. It just said rain. It's not quite cold enough. Doing great. Good resting day, cooking and chilling. Very nice. Very nice. I saw you ended up doing some Ring Fit yesterday. So it's nice to give yourself a little break. Ella's salty. Yes, she is. Thank you for lurking, Lounge Tiger. Appreciate it. So I guess he steals from Elberethians. I mean, we knew that he was a little bit of a thief. You damage your nails. That's true. I have people who gladly do digging for me, so I don't stand in the way of their happiness. Where on Elbereth is good for artifacts? So what does Catkiss mean? I want to ask both of these things, but I'm more interested in what Catkiss means, if I can only ask one thing. They were hyping a snowpocalypse earlier. Now it's just more winter rain, which I'm fine with. I would much rather snow. Game is intense? Yeah, I've heard. It's good, though, to take care of health. Yeah. I really need to stop being lazy and at least do Just Dance or do like a 10-minute yoga video or something. I've just had such low energy and then being lethargic about it. Catkiss, Aaliyah, means place of kings. The Catkiss was the original palace of the Empire. Look around, Aaliyah. Aren't we all just living like kings? He's being very sarcastic, but he thinks it's hilarious. But yeah, it's a self-serving cycle, right? This place looks terrible. Well, clean it up then. But yeah. The way to be less lethargic is to be more, do more energy-consuming things. You know? But I'm I'm tired, and I have chocolate. Alright, where on Elbereth is good for artifacts? Give me the deets. Me too, but health is calling. At least those games turns on our reward system. Yeah, for sure. It's more just setting up the Xbox and it's stupid little things that are keeping me from doing it. But it's just getting to the point where I am doing it. I know I'll enjoy it once I'm doing it, but you want to cut me out, do you? I want to understand the history, Toppy. I don't much care about the things. Strangely enough, I believe you, my dear. Most of my little finds are sourced from the old town. You don't have to dig far in any patch of wasteland, but you'll find something. A perfume bottle, a belt buckle. Worthless rubbish until you polish it. Polish all them turds, baby girl! Where you go wrong, my dear, is you think people care about how old something is, but they don't. People only care about how fragile things are, how easily it might have been broken or lost. People like delicate, fragile lovers and delicate, fragile things. And then they break them and come back to buy more. It's a seller's market. That is a take. That is a... Huh. That is certainly a viewpoint. We gamers have reward systems in whey protein. Sharing in Discord my journey for people to join or get inspired, because I usually do it off. You're welcome. For me, it's hard to do alone too. I should join. Yeah, I need a little bit. I need group motivation. Knowing that I should do it for myself, it's just hard for me to just take the extra steps to do it. I like a lover who's strong, like rebar, reinforced granite. Got some give, but you can build a house with them. I mean, everyone's got different tastes. Cat kiss. I I performed some yoga and basic calisthenics yesterday. Very nice. I've been at least doing some more stretching. So I keep saying I need to stretch more, and I've at least been doing a little bit. Do I need to do a whole lot more? Hell yes, I do. You steal from Elberethians? Like you didn't know. I don't steal. I find things of worth that people don't know they have. When I go into the lower walks, people open their doors to me. They hold up spoons and buckets and say, "What about this, Toppy? What about this?" Oh, so they give them to him. And you take what's precious and leave the rest. I mean, it's a little shady. It's a little, like, you know, gray morals there. Water in a bottle has no value until it's drunk. Look, I'm no doctor. I don't run the orphanage like those gray ladies of yours. But I'm no thief and I'm no vulture. I'm sorry, Toppy. I didn't mean to be rude to you. And I didn't, really. No, you just can't help it. We're just a little bit rude sometimes. Iox picked the right one to take to its bosom. I'm not an Ioxian, but I'm not gonna argue with you. Like, he knows my history. I just want to understand the history of this place. If Elbereth really was the center of the Empire, Toppy, let's just move on. I was rude to you, you're rude back to me, I get it. We're both a little bit at the moment, so let's just move it along. I want to know. I want to tell people. Imagine if people here cared about their history. Imagine if they cared about this place. Strangely enough, I believe you, my dear. Most of my little finds are sourced from Old Town. Okay, so it's just, they want me to go to Old Town. Which we will after I take a short break. I'm going to use the bathroom, finish my breakfast, and I wish there was a way to speed this up. I've never seen duplicate dialogue before. So that's interesting. And do a wee bit of stretching myself since I've been sitting for the last 3 hours. But I will be back, and we are going to try and finish this game today. So hopefully we can finish it in the next 3 hours. Everything takes me forever because I just want to see every tiny little thing. So I'm going to go on a quick break. I'll play you guys some music, and when I return, we have at the very least 3 more hours. We're going to finish this game today. We're doing it.